Good morning, good evening, good night. Welcome to NFT Live on the Web3 network. It's a new week in Web3. Excited. Hopefully you survived. Hopefully you're still with us. We're all still here. We survived the bear market. I think we're kind of coming out of it now. But anyways, I've got 4 other awesome individuals. I always have to check myself. We're getting so many co-hosts now that I can't keep track. But amazing stuff that we're going to put together today. We're going to talk gift-ed coffins. We got that Blur Airdrop to discuss. And then whatever you guys want to talk about at home and what my co-hosts want to get into. All right, let's go around. Ladies first. Jessica Yatrowski.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I brought some merch today.
Oh.
I know you guys always have like your little artwork and your toys and stuff in the background, and I'm just showcasing. I shouldn't touch her there. I'm showcasing this plushie. She has a camel toe. I just realized that right now. So we're gonna cover that up. You might want to blur that
nice
out.
SFW. Yeah.
Wow. This is one.
Is she Doge? Is she part Doge?
Maybe. You'll have to ask her parents. But
She
yeah,
looks
that's
Doge.
that is
Super Shiba.
Susie's Super Shiba. Yeah, I have 3 of these. And don't ask. And were they expensive? Yes. But yeah, so I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to talk about coffins, and I know that you guys were going to have a whole plushie segment and just get, don't do the blur thing. So I'm here for about an hour with you guys, and I'm hoping that I'll learn some new things today.
Let's do it. I appreciate you again joining. Thank you for your financial advice. That's not financial advice on the shows too. Like, you're keeping me honest. Like, don't spend money on
No, absolutely
JPEGs.
not. You wanted to spend $2,000 for what? A cool cat?
A cool cat. She doesn't give financial advice, but she absolutely gives real estate advice.
100%.
True story?
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, nice.
True story. She's making us all feel bad that we didn't sell our apes at the top. Gifted.
No. Because if you had ape coin and you sold the ape coin, you're good. Keep your JPEG. Yeah, caveat.
Didn't do any of the above.
Gifted. No, I faded generational wealth. We're fine.
That's honestly why we're still here and not in the Bahamas or Thailand, just on a beach right now, actually.
All right, let's continue this circle. I hope it just ramps up in energy, because Jessica set the table well there. Gifted man of the hour here, still live with the coffins. I bought some this morning. There were some fantastic pieces, so I was really excited to talk about that. But today, but Gift, how you doing, bro? Episode 300.
My man, spamming the soundboard there. Yeah, appreciate you. And dude, you minted 4 and they all look like bangers. So congrats.
Well, I think 7. Those are my favorite.
Did you have a feeling about it too? Like, why did you mint? Like, was it a particular number you were looking for? I'm always interested when they're open editions like this. I feel like you can wait like for a particular number. I don't care what Pablo says about us being juveniles. We are fucking juveniles, and I enjoy it, sir. So go back to your fucking corporate job or whatever.
Pablo?
Pablo Frail. Apparently he's a very famous art collector. Okay. But yeah, you can see here Squig with the rare DBs accent. He got a grid. Very, very super rare special trait. Got an icy top that contrasts very well with the vermilion cat scratch background. And then my favorite top probably of all, the sky top. I mean, dude, these are the 4 just in a row that you just
have a
fucking
feeling
minted.
Q.
You could probably start an ASMR channel and just talk about coffin traits.
Yeah, I could for sure.
That off-white with the vermilion.
Bro,
love that.
it's look, it's art. People don't actually know how much goes into this, but yeah, I appreciate you picking those up. And it's up. I just checked right now. It's up to 636 now. So let's fucking
hell yeah.
Biggie, to answer your question, I didn't wait at all. I just kind of got around to my ledger. I wanted to continue the energy into this week. Like, that was my big thing. Let's start this week off well. But I'm not like you.
Did you run? Did you actually run?
Did I run to my? No, I can't run. I'm down for the count. I can barely walk.
Jen asking, first of all, dropping the coffins in the chat. Love that. But also asking any Yetis yet. I have not seen the rare, super rare, highly sought after Super Yeti trait yet, but there is actually a Super Yeti trait.
Is it a toenail?
I can already tell. I can already tell I'm going to have a terrible time keeping this show on the rails. But give me one before we get to Huda and Biggie Poppins and what they're up to. Episode 300 of GM Web 3. How'd that go?
Look, it's a milestone that very, very few in the Web3 space will ever achieve. So I'm particularly proud of this crew, this squad that has kept showing up through thick and thin, through ups and downs, through bears and bulls, to educate, celebrate, build together, and focus on building something long-term, regardless of whatever the crazies in the space do. So yes, we had a beautiful episode 300 celebration. Happy 300 to all of y'all who've been part of this crazy journey. And yeah, man, it was cool. We had Shira Lazar, we had Star Lordy, and Cake Nygard all come through on top of our usual suspects of amazing hosts and contributors. So awesome show. Go check it out if you'd like on the X.
All right, I'm going to highlight that here in just a moment after we get done with our intros, because Cake Nygard does have a collection dropping as well over there with Magic Eden. Huda,
Open edition, yeah.
What's up, dude? Are you still running the Bitcoin Ordinals just train right now? I mean, just killing it.
I mean, man, for as much as I talk about it, I have like almost no exposure to it. I just think it's cool. Like I'm the epitome of an enjoyer. Like that's it. I just like to watch it and it's all so fun. But yeah, I mean, I guess yet again everyone's talking about it because Bitcoin flipped Ethereum on the 30-day. It had flipped it on the 24-hour chart. It had flipped it on the 7-day chart. And by the way, didn't only flip it, but Bitcoin has been outselling every other blockchain combined, which is absolutely massive. Now on the 30-day, as of yesterday, it did flip there as well. I like, though, this morning I heard on Tyler's show, the Lucky Trader show, he said you got to take it with a grain of salt, and he's right. Just like Udi from the Taproot Wizard said, right? You need to have some context. That is the macro view of it, right? The Bitcoin ecosystem is outselling Ethereum, but it's mostly BRC20s that's selling more than these Ethereum NFTs. So not apples to apples, but still, I look at them as all NFTs, and that's what we're measuring, at least at CryptoSlam.
Dude, I just love Huda. We call that what you're doing. We call that not taking our own advice. You're going to fit in great here with that.
It's kind of almost my motto too. So yeah, I think this is a little perfect partnership. Yeah. By the way, guys, I got coffin number 420. So Pablo respectfully can suck it.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hell yeah.
Suck it, Pablo. Yo.
Fuck
dude,
you, Pablo.
Tag me so we gotta celebrate that one.
Is that the tweet, by the way?
Suck it, Pablo. Is Pablo one of your collectors? Who is this person?
No, I'm saying suck it, Pablo, but actually, Pablo, please collect my art. No, he's a very famous, well-known art collector who's now entering into the digital space, and he kind of, with his grand entrance,
eyes and fucking go to boarding school or some bullshit. Like,
so just to fill you in briefly on some of the drama over the last couple of days, with his grand entrance into digital art and NFTs, he made a little bit of a faux pas by coming in and trying to tell all of us how the internet culture should be. He basically said everybody needs to stop using 420 and 69 and grow up.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah. And normally I'd be like, yeah, but
look at Biggie's face. Biggie's face says everything, right? He's just like,
yeah, he's very disappointed.
Yeah. Okay, boomer. Okay, boomer.
Yeah. Well, it was just weird. Like, you can feel that, but don't say it.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Well, it just shows a lack of appreciation and understanding, really, for this being a whole new thing, right? And having its own culture. And that's it.
And then, by the way, Jack Butcher priced his upcoming mint at 0.069. I don't know if he did that ahead of time or if that was after Pablo's comment, but I love it. I mean, it's always for the culture. It matters so much here.
I want to get to Biggie here just in 1 second. Jess, while we're on this topic, give me like a 30-second thought on the Rafiq Anadol stuff, because I feel like we're kind of having that discussion.
What's going on?
Very Salt's thing.
Yeah.
I don't know her.
Jerry Saltz called Rafiq Anadol a glorified screensaver. She doesn't even care. She's just like, whatever. Who cares?
I mean, Jerry is polarizing, and I usually do agree with a lot of his point of view on things. But yeah, Rafiq Anadol, he's the one that did the cool screen in, what is it, in MoMA right now?
MoMA,
Yeah,
I
he's
think
in
he
the-
was on the Sphere as well in Vegas.
Yeah, like he's making public art that is literally getting people to go to museums because people don't like real art. So that's just, you know, the purpose that he's serving right now. And I don't think that that's bad. You know, like people don't want to go in and see like Picasso's and all the other like male abusive painters throughout history. They want to go see screens, and like that's totally fine. And if that gets people in the door and gets people like engaging so that they do maybe wander down and go into like the modern, you know, photography exhibition and find somebody cool, like that's awesome. I think it's a gateway. It's a gateway into a museum. Fortunately, these screens and the NFT, like, you know, sort of movement.
It literally is that, and that's why they added it to their permanent collection, because it is the gateway right now. It is to your point, Jess. It's like the only reason people are going to museums is for this type of experience.
I can't hate on it.
Just wait until these like MoMA and these museums, like look at them now and look at them 5 to 10 years from now. All of these museums are going to start to resemble Meow Wolf more and more. They're going to get more experiential, more digital. And then Meow Wolf is going to be like the next futuristic thing 5 to 10 years from now. And all the museums are going to be doing what Meow Wolf has been doing for the last 5 years.
We'll finally be in the metaverse at one point. Look, I can't wait any longer. Biggie Poppins, what's up, brother? How was your weekend?
It was fantastic, Q. Real stuff with IRL friends. Just, you know, tracking everything, going on what Huda's talking about. I've been that's been my main thing that I've been tracking this whole weekend is the whole ordinals discussion. It's been really cool watch it start permeating these like serious art collector circles, right, where people like are starting to really ask like, hey, who should I be following? What should I be looking at? You know, what are the communities? And, you know, one of our own, even like Mark's collection is running up right now. Megapunks are like doing really well. So that's like really good to see. And yeah, man, shout out Meow Wolf too. Have you guys ever been to any?
I've been to the Vegas one. You're muted, Q.
I dropped Ronan off at Meow Wolf in Denver. Does that count?
Yeah, that counts, right?
We've been to any what? Been to any what?
Meow Wolf.
I don't know. I don't even know what that is.
It's an experiential gallery.
Ah,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No. The first one was in Santa Fe. Now they have one in Vegas, I guess Denver. So they've started like franchising it. But it's like a lot of these really immersive, interactive, digital activations or installations within one larger.
Are they permanent or are they moved like kind of roaming?
They're permanent. They're like,
okay.
Some of them. It was like funded by one of the people that funded it was like OG. What's his name? The Game of Thrones guy, J.R. Martin, and a couple of other like. It's fantastic. I've gone to the one in Santa Fe. I've gone to the one in Denver. I've gone to the one in Las Vegas. They are out of this world. They are so cool. Yeah. Like it's the type of place that you go to and, you know, you'll stay there for 2-3 hours. And they also,
do
like,
have
them even do live shows.
Is this
like,
what we're looking at?
Music shows. It's so cool.
Wait, are you walking into a house or is this like a projection?
All of them are kind of different. Like they're
all different.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they do have permanent installations there, but they also usually have spaces for pop-up experiences as well.
And like scavenger hunts, like if you're really into it, like there's people that are like solving puzzles within them. So you'll like, you know, some of them will be like, you have to be here on the 26th of the month at 2:30 to get this.
This sounds stressful. Is this like escape rooms?
Yeah, it's a blend of all of it. It's really cool.
All right, guys, we are going to get to the episode here in just a moment. We're going to get to also the handy dandy disclaimer. Do not speckle on these NFTs. I see everybody in chat. Inside NFT, Nick Swervis, Marty McFly, Prodigy, Jennifer Panapinto. Let's see, Quantum Variant. Who else is here? CSP, Squashman, Easy, and Crypto, our Vibe, our Tribe. Good to see everybody here. We are just sharing out the episode. We're about 15 minutes in, and we just got through the intros. So that's going to be how this show goes today. But yeah, gifts. Hit him with the NFA, and we'll be off and running.
He already did.
Yes.
Didn't you?
Ye old disclaimer. Not on this show. I did. She's confusing. Look. Sometimes they all blur together, Jess. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
But no, we must do it again on this show. Ye old, thou shalt not speckle. Do not speckle. Speckling can be bad for one's health. To speckle on JPEGs or shitcoins is high risk. And so we will always remind everybody, do not speckle. But really what we mean, if we're going to translate that to English, is just know that this is not financial advice. We're not financial advisors, no matter how intelligent and professional and upstanding as individuals we look and appear to you on the screen or wherever you're consuming our media. We are not financial advisors, and this is not financial advice. Thank you. Do your own research.
All right, you should have bought Shrap though. Definitely. Like, even though that wasn't financial advice, you should have bought it. All right. Anyways,
I did. I did actually.
Well, I'm talking to you fine folks out there. All right, I'm sharing out the episode all over X and to everybody on YouTube. If you're on Twitch, you guys are awesome. Whether you're here live or watching afterwards, we appreciate y'all very, very much. All right, quick news pieces here. And this is local and quick. I feel like Cake is like getting into Magic Eden here on Polygon. So this is a really big piece of news. He has a collection launching there, an open edition as well, I believe, that is open now. You can see a beautiful, beautiful Cake Nygard there, as well as Claire McGuire. So I want to go to the platform really quick and check this out. But thoughts on Cake Nygard launching here with Magic Eden?
It's awesome.
I want other people to jump in because I could talk about this all day. So if anybody else has thoughts, please.
I'm curious to see how this goes with Polygon, you know, because he mentioned today that he was on, I mean, just mainly on Ethereum, and then he went on, he had a few pieces on Tezos or something. So I hope this does really well. And the whole bridging thing, it's like, man, it's hard to get people active during the bear market. Like, it's really annoying. Like I think one of you said it. You were like, "Oh, I'm gonna bridge or something," and it was like that didn't sound convincing. That was like, if you get if one thing distracts you, you will not buy an NFT because you have to bridge something. So yeah, but I think it'll do well.
Yeah, I think those are great thoughts, Jess, because this is an experiment, and this is exactly why Magic Eden and Polygon are partnering to try and get more NFT collections, artists, collectors over there on the Polygon network. Other than some of these bigger brand platforms like the Dot Swooshes and the Odysseys, Reddit avatars, you know, there's not that many NFT collections or collectors using Polygon right now. We know Nygard also, you know, flip-flopped on their Utes move over there. So all of this, again, is to try and get more people to bridge and start using the network to collect and trade NFTs. I hope it goes well too. Cake is a fantastic artist and human, literally one of my closest, oldest friends in the Web3 space, and an absolute superstar talent. So lucky for them to have someone like him willing to go along with this experiment. And it's really affordable. I think he said it's only about $12 to get in on this open edition that's open for 1 week. So I'd check that out.
All right.
You don't sound convinced what's going on.
No, well, I'm gonna have to go bridge the Polygon, but like, I'm gonna get one for sure. I have a few Cake pieces, but I don't have nearly as much Cake Nygard NFTs.
I love how you talk about it like there's a lot of traffic. Like, oh god damn it, I'm gonna have to go and bridge to Polygon.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, it's just
it's
the
easy
hurdles.
now.
They're just not fun. But
it's the hurdles.
It's gotten so much easier though. It's gotten ridiculously easy.
Yeah, question. Do you guys know when they switch over from Matic to that new token Paul, is that going to make it different in any way or no?
Wait, is the token called Pole?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I POL. Yeah, that's what they're switching
Dude,
to.
this is what they said. This is what's keeping me away from Matic right now, is that I randomly just came across a discussion happening with this move, and they were saying, yeah, Matic is not going to be the gas for the ecosystem anymore. It's going to be ETH. It's going to be like wrapped ETH.
That's awesome. That makes it easier. That hurdle of going to Matic is what kind of largely kept me away too. And I think, well, it sounds like you guys maybe.
That's part of what made Arbitrum and Prohibition.art such a good experience, is you don't have to get into ARB tokens or bridging. You can just bridge some ETH over. It's very fast and easy. So yeah, if they can simplify that, then yeah, to me, it actually makes it much, much more streamlined and easier.
Yeah. I have been itching to see some art really blossom on Polygon. Do you guys remember years ago at this point, but Artvistars? Remember how cool those were? And we had like a lot of money that collabed in there and other big name artists making those avatars. They were really early in 2021. I was hoping that would be the start of art over on that blockchain. And like, you know, years later, it never materialized. Hopefully now though.
Artvistars. I know Avastars, but they were on ETH.
Yeah, Artvistars are amazing.
Okay. All right, maybe we'll check those out here in just a moment. All right, I've got some other like broad pieces of news, but this is basically how it's going to happen. I'm going to share some other quick pieces. We're going to get into Gifted here with Coffins, and Jessica Yatrovsky is going to tell us all about how NiftyKit is making that happen, and we're going to dive deep there. We've also got the Blur Airdrop to cover. FrenTech got as close to capitulation as I've ever seen, so we'll touch on that. Parallel Prime and Shrap are doing fantastic, and we have a bunch of other topics that I'm sure my guests or my co-hosts would like to cover. All right, these are the last two breaking pieces of news I have, and then we'll hop into Coffins. This came out like 30 minutes ago. U.S. government seeks over $4 billion from Binance to end the criminal case, Bloomberg reports.
A slap in the wrist. In the wrist.
That's what I've been hearing, but is $4 billion a slap on the wrist to CZ?
Yes.
Feels like a lot. Feels like they should haggle that down to $2 billion. I'll do some $2 billion.
Well, everything's negotiable.
It feels like a real lot, like an insane ask.
Yeah, I mean, we know Binance is super successful. They're one of the biggest exchanges out there. This, honestly, if this case gets, or I call it case, if this kerfluffle drama is solved, it's a huge boom for this space. Like if Binance settles with the US and then they can maybe launch an exchange in the US again without any regulatory BS, this is absolutely gigantic.
What kind of promise would you require though from the US that like next administration or just a couple years down there, they won't flip flop as they usually do on their shit?
Yeah, to be fair, Jess is saying that should we even trust a promise from them? Yeah. But I like any of the settlements they've had, even like in the NFT space, like they can't go after Tom again, can they? Like I guess they could.
Not for the same thing.
Double jeopardy.
Yeah. Yep.
So I don't get that deep into it, Biggie, when it comes to like trying to figure out what promises I need. But
no, that's just a postulation. You know, in my opinion, honestly, CZ is better served just not coming back to the States. You know, until absolute 100% regulatory fucking, you know, clarity. Why would you? It's a fucking hassle. It's an anchor on your back. No, you don't need that stress. You know why? And I wouldn't settle for the promise.
Yeah, it feels like a shakedown, man.
Great for Coinbase, to be fair. That CZ stays away.
Where have they been?
Operating the biggest U.S. exchange.
I'm just saying, where's their NFT platform? They did a
now they have base. We didn't even talk about the FRENPETS shit on the show. That took off, and I guess they're gonna start minting again. But look, they're focused on, I think, building a lot of the infrastructure, the daily active users, getting the audience and the users over using base chain, and then I think eventually it makes sense. But I think they're being much more strategic right now about rolling that out, because once they have users, their own token, and they've got all this stuff sorted out, now it becomes much easier to get people to start trading NFTs on their platforms.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see once the bull run comes and goes, which L2s are the ones that attract the most activity, right, and liquidity. I'm very, very keen on following that closely, because I don't think all of them will, I don't want to say make it, but it'll be very clear which are the preferred tokens. And I'm not sure base is going to be one of them, to be true.
Wow.
Interesting.
going to happen anytime soon because like we're all hyped up and like hot on like L2s, and then it's like the little engine that could with these L2s. We're like, oh, it's going to be hype, like it's going to be hot, and then nothing happens. Like I feel like at this point, and I'm not trying to like bring you guys down, I feel like this is going to be a 5-10 year sitch because it is going so fucking slow.
Yeah, well, some
absolutely
of the roll-ups are just like a temporary fix, right? Like the real alpha, I think, is going to be the ZK roll-ups down the line, which is like what everybody's hoping for, right?
And when you also need,
I mean, I think it's very clear right now. If you pull up like DeFi Llama and you see active wallets and transactions, there's some that are killing. I mean, Arb and Optimism are just doing fantastic. You know, I think Base is the new kid on the block that has to prove itself, and it's got a great like initial product, which is FrenTech, and then we need to see what they follow it up with. And the one that's obviously lagging right now is Polygon, but what they're trying to do is just skip the whole optimistic, roadmap and just go straight to ZK. But that's going to take them longer, and so they're going to take some else for that too.
So I think Biggie's absolutely on point that like the technology has to continue to get to a place that it's easier for most people to use, and you just in general need better applications, and that's what we're seeing right now. Like we're seeing more cool applications starting to come out. The one thing that I'll say is that I went through the not very fun or intuitive process of getting the FrenPet like website on my phone. I did all this stuff when we started talking about it a few days ago, and then I didn't take the final step of moving my ETH into Base. And so just know, like here what I'm trying to get to is the lesson or the point here, and that's that we've seen 2 apps now like this deployed on Base. We saw FrenTech, and we now seen FrenPets, these interesting sort of gamified social apps. Both of them have popped the fuck off. So what does this tell me? It tells me next time, make sure that when we got the alpha and we know about this shit early, take that extra step and don't fade these apps that are launching on Base, because they appear to get a lot of fucking momentum and attention out of the gate.
Well, my complaint is there shouldn't be extra steps. Like I want to live in a world where everything is streamlined. Like I just want to click and collect.
Friction's a friend of profits.
That's the thing. You're thinking about a product, or you're thinking about investing. If you're thinking about investing in some of these things and making a bag, like it's probably makes more sense to invest in things where people aren't. If you want to use a cool fucking product, these products suck. Like FrenTech is ass. It's not.
Leave the space.
Well, we're getting there though. We're getting to the point where we have good products that can be used. So anyways, like bridging, for example, was incredibly hard maybe 3 years ago. Now it seems to be 1 or 2 clicks.
Now it's not hard, but you forget about it. You forget. You're like, oh.
Going to a cross exchange is better than bridging itself, right? Like sometimes it's just faster, or you pay a fee, but it's a lot faster. So there's a lot of options there. Yeah.
Biggie, what's an example of a cross exchange?
Solana's got a couple. I think Jupiter is one of them, and then you have what is it, Rune Thorchain. I know that they're like releasing some of their stuff again. They had some fallback, right? Like the last time they came out and got hacked, but funds were returned. But anyways, I mean there are like I've been like I've had a couple like occasions where like either the bridges are taking too long, or there's a delay, and if you just pay a little bit extra, you can swap directly, like say from AVAX to ETH, or from Solana. Like when the whole Solana thing happened, I remember like that was the route I took. I just switched to USDC and then just bridged directly to ETH. Like I exchanged it through ETH instead of like bridging. It's just another option. Yeah, across protocol. I don't know if GMX has that function.
So Squashman saying learned bridging and swapping in and out of AVAX and Base this weekend. Good learning. Bridging sucks, but then transacting is so much quicker and easier than on mainnet. It is funny to have that experience. Like if you do all of this at once, you're moving from ETH, and then you do a transaction on like say Avalanche, and you're just holy shit. Like that went through for like a cent, and it was fast as shit. Like
yeah, but
it's a good experience with some of those layer 2s. Yeah.
But people aren't over there. And like, what good is it if no one's over there? Like that's what pisses me off.
Yeah. And again, I think it's important to sort of differentiate the different pieces or parts of the ecosystem, because like NFTs on AVAX, other than free ones on 01, like I'm not really collecting NFTs on AVAX or going there for artists, but I'm going there for Shrapnel right now. I went there for Shrap Token, absolutely. And you know, just like Polygon, I've been over there for .swoosh and Odyssey. I haven't really been collecting art there, but I might actually go there to try out this open edition for Cake. So I think, you know, that's the one thing to just be wary of. Like, I think you're right. Not every specific sort of vertical or type of collecting or transacting is going to make sense for each chain. A lot of chains are trying to, I think, do too much sometimes. I've often talked about how I think chains should really specialize a lot more. But I think for like knowing which chains have the most potential for certain things, like for instance, I have not yet, I really haven't been very, like we cover Solana. We do our best to talk about it as much as we can. I have not spent enough time getting into their meme coin tokens over there. I think that has a lot of potential. And we're seeing that with what happened with Bonk and now like Ribbit or RBT. Like for me, like I think PFPs and art on Solana, I'm not that bullish other than the top 3 or 4 collections. But I could see DeFi and games and things like that doing very, very well over there.
Yeah, DeFi in particular, I'm with you. I want to get a little exposure on that chain because you see how hungry the guys who are there are for anything on the chain. Like they're not going to go anywhere. So if you start building out like some interesting tokens and platforms, they never have to leave that ecosystem and come to the ETH side. They just got it there. And we see the interest from ETH guys now that want to get in that side too.
Well, and they have Fire Dancer, right? Which I think it's going to go live pretty soon, and that's going to enable EVM, you know, transactions on Solana. You know, so they're literally like joining the EVM, you know, ecosystem, and they're going to be fighting for some of that space, you know, ideally. And if it's performant, you know, L2s might have yet another competitor to worry about. But I think that's important, man. I like it's very clear, right, that EVM is the preferred language for transacting in crypto, right? Like I doubt there's any L1 that's trying to compete with ETH that doesn't have like an EVM component or side, right? Like you just need to be able to bridge, to communicate there. But having said that, I think like it's also like important to know like what like they're gunning for, right? Like what each of these projects is gunning for, because some of them are like in different stages of their development. You know, you got Solana, which initially was, you know, developed and, you know, put into price for DeFi, right? Like high throughput DeFi stuff, right? You go to like AVAX. I think AVAX never really cared that much about NFTs. They went after like real world assets and like tokenization, right? Which is what they've been working on. And you can see it in their partnerships and what they're trying to implement, right? Like it's only now that it's been like co-opted a lot for like gaming and NFTs and stuff like that. Is I think that's just the name of the game right now that you're in, right? But I think it's always important to have a little bit of skin in the game at least, and like bridge over and see what's developing in those ecosystems, because you'll usually find like that there is like a PFP community that's like really bullish on stuff. And you know, however you might feel about it not having any liquidity whatsoever, but you know, it's always cool to just see who's there.
I don't want to seem like I'm being overly critical. Like people that build in this space have a lot to deal with, but we saw a quote about a month ago that was talking about the amount of apps to the amount of protocols, and like the fact that people should probably be working on more apps as opposed to more protocols. And that, I think Jess is hitting on it. Like and the reason they do that though, it's like all the smart people, they build protocols because they can cash out those fucking tokens, even if it's a shit protocol. It gets like,
and not only that, Q, but like, you know, being able to program in some of these languages like Solidity is a very small minority of like the computer science, like, you know, programming ecosystem out there. And that's why like you have protocols like Near, where you don't hear a lot about what they're doing, but like they're trying to enable like smart contract development using JavaScript. So imagine that, like that's like a huge proponent of like developers out there. You want more apps, enable more people to come in and not have to necessarily learn Solidity to program, right?
That's fair.
And so like that's what they're gunning for. I think I'm kind of bullish on Near myself.
Right. So
Real quick,
So,
give a quick thought, and then I want to get into coffins, and then we'll move on.
Okay, I love that. Yeah, there's more money. There's more money in protocols than apps, which is part of the problem. All the good devs want to have a protocol, to your point, but really what we need is killer apps on some of these big protocols. The one thing that I'll throw out there is I'm starting to think really hard about Mad Lads right now, because I feel like it might be in that zone where Bored Apes was when it was like a couple ETH and everyone was like, nah, it's too expensive. I don't feel this. And look, trust me, I'm the last one that wants to be thrown around. Oh, the next Bored Apes. Like, I hate that narrative. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that there was a zone with Bored Apes where it was like a couple ETH. And everybody was like, it's too expensive. I don't want to get in. And they didn't realize that, oh, this was going to be the fucking PFP. There's no other PFPs comparing with the volume that Mad Lads is doing right now. And so it is expensive, but I'm thinking like, yo, if Solana is going to have one big fucking ecosystem and one project that like shoots to the fucking moon, that might be the one. So I'll just say that I'm thinking very hard about, do I want to go in heavy on trying to pick up a Mad Lads right now?
Yeah, well, I have a question about that. Who runs that project, and are they a personality? Because if the answer is anon or dumb personality, it's not going to do well.
No, it's a big one, right? Because I think we talked about this over the past few weeks before they really blew up. They are backed by a project called Backpack, right? Backpack, who is now launching an exchange in Dubai. So very, very serious backing, a lot of money behind that. In fact, that Solana airdropper token today, what is it, Pyth? That is part of this Backpack ecosystem. Excuse me, guys. But yeah, I mean, they've got legit backing, and it's why I think people are so comfortable throwing so much money at them right now. I see what you see, GIF. I think that looks like the elite PFP over there, and one that can contend with the big boys across chains.
Yep. I mean, they're personalities like.
They're flipping the gods. They're flipping the gods, dude. Like it's actually pretty crazy.
A lot of money being thrown around on Solana right now. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Think about the liquidity.
Mad Lads feel different. They don't feel like every other PFP. It feels like there is more substance behind them. Again, some very legit money, like not just dumb money, but like smart money going behind them and holding and collecting. Yeah,
and when they've been there for a while now. Like not like they're new or it's a flash in the pan. They've been building and they've been stating their goals since day one.
It's a good point. It's not a new mint. It's
no, they kept building when the gods and everybody else left. That's why they've now positioned themselves the way they are.
I think that's good then, in a sense, because if they stay on Solana and be ride or die about it and don't fucking flip flop to like 5 different chains, like then they get to emerge as, like, integrous.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what has happened. They have been set up better because the gods left. So yeah. Anyway, that was my thought on that.
Let's get into coffins real quick and what's happening with NiftyKit. The last thing I'll show related to this, I don't think we're going to be able to come back to it. We have been talking about Shrapnel and Prime and all that stuff, and we think we're doing extremely well. Have had some good wins. Bonk is up 2,000%. In that time, where we're like, oh my god, 100% up, to a quick 2x. That's awesome. This thing is up 20x here in the past month. That is
Bonk that's like the pet, and that's what I'm saying. Like DeFi and meme coins are gonna fucking go crazy, and then some of that is gonna want to reinforce the Solana PFP culture over there, and there's gonna be one PFP that stands above them all. So all right.
One to rule them all.
Yeah, actually.
That's how it plays out.
Let's talk some coffins. GiftEd's open mint here is still on NiftyKit and still open for another week or two. Let's talk about the details here, GIF. The success you've had up to this point, even when it got to the public sale, which is awesome to see, right? You did this really inclusive free mint that people were able to get on the allow list and do 2 mints each. But then once public sale ran, you started to see people buying in at that level too.
Yeah, there's a lot to say and we don't have that much time. So I'm going to do my best to just cover some of the basics here. And it's great to have Jess here, right? Because Jess is honestly responsible for making this project a reality in many ways. She's the one that came in and was like, hey, just so you know, we've got this awesome generator app and we'd love to partner with any cool artists. And I said, I've been looking for an opportunity like this to showcase more of my artistic creative capabilities and work. And so really, NiftyKit partnering with me and offering their generator, which is a really cool free app, showing me how that's done is what made this all possible.
Scroll back up for a second. So that one with the background, with the pixelated background, that one. What number is that?
36.
I think Bobby's got that one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love it.
I'm jealous.
So yeah, Jess deserves a lot of credit. NiftyKit deserves a lot of credit. This app is absolutely phenomenal. This project, Coffins, is an open gen mint, which is a new, it's a new format that I've realized is kind of a sticking point. Like not that many people are super familiar with it. So I actually, watched a little video this morning and some content last night that's focused on how this works. So yeah, like what is open gen? The idea is that it is uncapped. It's open like an open edition until the mint closes. So this specific mint closes on December 13th. And at that time, the total supply is locked at whatever the community determines, right? The total supply is not predetermined. I don't decide. The community gets to decide by how many they mint. And it's just open until it closes. And it's open gen because every single time that you mint, a total unique brand new piece of Coffins art is generated in real time. That's the really cool thing about this too, is that using the NiftyKit app, I program the algorithm, I give it all the inputs, I worked very hard. There's 461 different layers, which by the way, means that there's like 197 billion different variations possible, some crazy number. The NiftyKit app literally does that math and tells you. So it's some crazy number of hundreds of billions of possible variations. There's 461 unique layers and traits. And every time you mint a totally unique design that I never probably would have imagined, I couldn't have planned it. You create that. So you collaboratively co-create a coffin. And there are some very special, unique compositions as well. Like you saw the grid there, things like that. There's some triptychs. So switching back here, you can see a grid number 46. These are very, very rare special ones that are actually handmade. And there's some like 3 coffin designs called triptychs. But yeah, man, there's a lot to this, a lot of layers and meaning. A lot of it's about how do we attach meaning to various different symbols in our lives. You can see a different rare, this is like the only reverse coffin here. Actually, Josh Ong, shout out Josh Ong, minted this rare token 65 reverse coffin, very special one. But yeah, a lot of it's about how do we create meaning in our own lives through various symbols and icons? How do we attach meaning to those things? Does any of it really matter at the end of the day? What do we take with us? What do we leave behind? So how we represent ourselves in the world while we're here, the imprints that we make, why we attach to different things, things like ambiguous ownership. Also, I play around a lot with the trademark, registered trademarks, has been something that I've been playing around with as a design concept within my own brand since I came up with the gifted idea and the original coffin design in 2016-17. So it's actually really cool that I got to launch this specifically before Jack Butcher's upcoming generative drop, because he's specifically now playing with this registered trademark icon in his designs. And I was playing with this for a long time as a graphic element, and it's now on chain that I was using this as a design element before him, but also showing respect, because there's only 4 NFT projects that are referenced, and one of them is the checks, because I do have the verified check in there as a design element and a motif as well. But it actually feels pretty cool that I launched this before Jack Butcher's upcoming project, because yeah, he's about to go crazy with the registered trademark. So anyway, there's a lot to it. Yeah, I'd love to talk about it more, but we don't have enough time on this show. Just know that I'm incredibly grateful to all the people that are minting. It will be open, and it is inclusive. As you mentioned, it was very important to keep it inclusive. It's just $9 plus gas. So you can see 0.0042 ETH, and they reveal immediately. So as soon as you mint, it generates a new piece of art, and you do not have to wait to see what you created. That's part of the fun. You get to see it immediately.
You can mint with a credit card. You can mint with a credit card.
Yes, credit card is now available.
Yeah,
yes, got that working. Yep.
NiftyKit uses cross mint, so you know, if you're an artist and you're creating, you want to use a generator, like definitely hit NiftyKit up. You can hit me up. I say that all the time in our rooms. We're having a spaces later. And yeah, I'll be saying the same stuff about it. Like it's very, very easy to use. And like, I think, you know, I'm curious to know how many people actually use the credit card minting and how that was like an opening for them to get maybe their first NFT. So like I encourage people to send out like mailers, you know, like that was a surprising thing when I had a credit card mint and I sent out like a newsletter to my, you know, community that wasn't into NFTs or that I knew of. I would get like some emails back saying like, hey, I just minted a few of your pieces. And I was like, whoa, I didn't even know if you were in NFTs, but it's like makes it easier because you have the credit card, you know, app in there. And yeah, and it's just really cool. And just the generator, you can download it for free. And you had a lot of fun with that. I saw many iterations of the coffins. And now I just want to know when plots of land, like to bury our coffins in.
Wow. Land play, token play.
Well, yeah. And I'll wrap it up just by saying the coolest thing about this to me is that I finally have my own IP that I can do whatever I want. So there's so many different ways and places that I can take this. I'm not making grand promises on this. It's just a generative art collectible, but it is the sort of initialization, the original part of, you know, really launching my own IP. And so there's just so many places that I can go with it. And yeah, again, if you are interested in what NiftyKit's doing, reach out to Jess. She's amazing. They're amazing. It's been awesome getting to work with them. And again, everybody who's minted, appreciate y'all. And especially the ones sharing and helping get it out. I really want to see how many we can get minted before it closes.
So shout out to Metageist here. Just minted some coffins OVOT. So we had a live mint.
Go.
Big shout out. Jess.
Appreciate you.
I want your thoughts. Like you gave a little bit of details on NiftyKit, but your thoughts on this coffins drop and your experience when you minted as well. Like, did you get a good one?
Well, you know how I feel about like blind reveals. Like I participate in like purchasing and also doing them myself. And I always like what's on someone else's plate. You know, like I like the ones that I got, but I feel like everyone else's are better than mine. But that's no like diss to the ones I got. This is one of mine. Is this
that's token one?
Yeah, this is one of mine. I collect so much. I forgot what I have. Yeah, so this one was cool. I like the color palette on this one for sure. And then I got number 2. I don't know if you have if you can pull that one up.
Biggie Poppins that one's over there amazing. Wondering why he didn't get number 1. Is he just steaming?
Is he steaming over there? You know, you guys let me have something. You know,
Biggie has the original blueprint of all of them together.
Yeah,
he has token 0
like,
from the proof.
I honestly think that doing this as open gen is really, really cool. I'm really proud of you. I'm really happy with the success of this drop because, like, frankly, in a bull market, you know, I'm sure these would be just like hundreds of thousands, whatever. But in a bear market to sell like even 15 of something, I think is impressive. And the fact that like you're not on a platform, right? You're promoting this yourself and you're collaborating with NiftyKit and you've already moved this many NFTs. I think that that is very impressive and something that we should celebrate.
Thank you. I'm ecstatic about the people that are showing up to collect and just play around with a generator and create cool designs. And yeah, I really hope, you know, again, I'm not making grandiose promises. Who knows where it goes? But I do think that I feel personally like this is going to be one of those things that a lot of people who we know within our our friends, our communities, they're all probably seeing it. They're not really paying attention. They don't really care. A lot of people are going to sleep on it. And then when it closes, and there's no more and it's limited to a specific supply, I think there's going to be some people that are like, shit, I should have at least.
You didn't do a good enough job telling us about it. Give.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. I'm trying.
Wasn't inclusive enough. GIF.
Yeah.
A lot of GIF token comments here in chat. So Squashman's asking when utility, when GIF airdrop, just in case he says, yeah, GIF token.
You have to stake your coffins.
Yeah. When can Q redeem his for a physical? Because he might need that soon.
It's true. It's true, dude. I think you should go into that business. There's a lot of people, that just
okay.
Didn't you have a token with FrenTech? Isn't that what that was?
I'm on Tag Tech and FrenTech Tag Tech, FrenTech.
I don't even know what that is.
I was on Stars Arena. That one already doesn't exist anymore. Basically.
Whoa! Takeover.
Yeah.
They exist.
They exist. Yeah. But yeah, you can always pick up some tags or some FrenTech keys.
Prodigy.
But
nice.
I'm very. Oh, let's go. Fuck, yo. The AI, the Web3 AI.
What happened to the hackathons? You know what I mean? Where you just go 24/7,
24 hours.
Keep minting, keep selling, keep pitching, keep shilling.
Jess legit sent me a Camelback, and I filled it with cranberry Red Bull whenever I would do these, and I would just be up eating Oreos and drinking cranberry Red Bull out of a Camelback, going for like 25, 26 hours straight. So yeah, maybe that's utility. We'll do fucking 24-hour Twitter
maybe
space.
Maybe at the end you should do that the last day
to celebrate.
An extended.
You know what, Jess? I'm gonna take that recommendation actually seriously. I will.
And I'll be there, and then I'll put my phone to the side at about 1 a.m., go to bed, and then I'll be back around 8 a.m. like I do every hackathon. Yeah. But I never log off.
Digiphysical here in chat. Squashman with the pun of the day. So yeah, Digiphysical coming soon. A lot of things coming soon here with Gifted that he's making a ton of promises on. Can't wait to see him follow through. But anyways, guys, we have to move on. The link, drop it one more time in chat just for anybody. It'll also be in the description, and then we will get on to cover the rest. I think we're about 15 minutes out from the close of the episode. Everybody
I'm going to take this
chatting.
opportunity to leave because I got another space to host, but this has been really awesome. I'm just going to wave with my little paw.
Thank you for bringing the Fren Pet.
Great seeing
you, nice. Oh, I let them kiss.
Whoa, guys. Whoa. Children,
Huda, you're muted, but I can only assume you're saying something very, very inappropriate.
I just wonder if that's the first time that's ever happened on the show. Maybe
the first time Pudgy Beautiful has gotten a kiss.
History. Well, thanks guys, and congrats, GIF, and thanks everybody. I'm excited to always hang with you guys on here. And I'll see you tomorrow, right?
Jay, I appreciate you.
Same time, same place, whatever. I can't speak. It's early here.
Never tame. It's never tame when you're there.
Early. It is. Unless it's 2 p.m. Jess.
But I was up really late last night. Like I said, I was baking the coffin NFTs. Putting them in the oven.
She is the NiftyKit generator, actually.
Yeah. Anytime I'm over there, I'm creating the combinations.
Yep, anytime someone presses mint, Jess is just slaving away over here.
That's right. Taking another tray out of the oven. Yep, that's how we do it. Yeah.
All right, cool. Easy saying peace, Jess. Right. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
Oh man, appreciate y'all for giving me some time to share.
Jay needs to come back more often.
She's cool.
She's a good time. She's a good time.
All right, guys, I'm going to speed run through this. We are almost at the end of the episode, so we appreciate everybody that's joining. Rocky Bull says nice. All right. Squashman, Easy and Crypto Prodigy, Justin Casey, Metageist live minting here. Prodigy's live minting. Cats Fanatic saying, I was degenning trying to mint some Solana inscriptions this weekend. What a time to be alive. Look, on Monday episodes, it's very hectic. There's a lot of stuff that happened over the weekend that we need to come back on. I want to throw you one biggie real quick. Squash had a question earlier. I don't know if you saw it, but he said, did you guys talk about the SquiggleDAO news, Elevate Heart project from Daniel Run and Snowfro?
I feel like they took that idea from me. No, I'm kidding. It's fantastic. I'm so stoked about it. I've been tracking DCA for a while now. Like he started doing these little stick figure sketches about a month ago, and just like posting them on his timeline. And I'm like, this motherfucker's gonna do something, and sure enough, he did. Like, it was on a platform called Ensemble, which I encourage all of you to check out. It's really cool. It's gonna enable like artists to sketch and mint the sketches that they make. Really cool tech. It's, I think, only available to like already operating artists, and of course, like the first one to drop there was DCA. He dropped like these 4 low quantity like sketches, you know, and I was able to snag a couple, not the full set, which pissed me off, but I thought that's where he was gonna launch, and lo and behold, it's on SquiggleDAO, which I'm super thrilled at, because Sam and Nifty50 over there are just fantastic human. Shout out to them. They are awesome. They've been supporting the whole art blocks movement and the squiggle culture like from day one. They're fantastic people, and this is just going to be awesome, phenomenal, man. You know, it's like you know, both brothers involved, and then again, like, just I don't know how they ended up picking these like things, right? Like such a like look at that. They're stick figures, but they're just so much cooler than the ones that I can make. You know, but leave it to DCA, not surprising, you know, just making some cool stuff out there.
Dude, did y'all ever see what is it? Stick Death? What was that website? Do y'all know what I'm talking about?
I want to say maybe.
It was basically like dumb stick figure animations that just went absolutely balls to the wall crazy of like killing a bunch of people.
I do remember that.
It was amazing. And for some reason, whenever I see stick figures, I always remember back to when like Flash animation was like the coolest fucking thing.
All right, I got to keep us moving, guys, because we got a bunch to cover. I mean, look, I'm going to touch on the Blur Airdrop here in about 5 minutes. I'm going to fly through this. You guys know that the original Rate My Bags came from NFT Live, and we're not doing a Rate My Bags, but there was a rating that went live from NFT Power Rankings that went kind of semi-viral. I'm interested in y'all's take on another list, not our list, but anything on this list from NFT Power Rankings. I mean, the comment section for this was absolutely just abysmal. Like there were people that were just pissed all over the place, as they are. like Power Rankings knows probably, because that's not his first. But anyways, 2023 definitive NFT tier list. Anything that stand out here?
This is for the year?
Gremlins.
I guess it's for the year.
Yeah, weird. I don't know.
I don't know. I like ours better. You know, for starters, the color, the name, diamond, platinum, gold, silver.
Boo.
Why these boomer charms? No. You know?
Moonbird's in the same realm as Gutter Cats is wild to me. So yeah, Biggie's not gonna be happy about that one. Cool Cats. Silver.
Yeah, why would Doodles be above Moonbirds per se? You know what I mean? Like they both feel like they're kind of doing about the same level to me. I don't. That's a weird choice.
And I would argue that. I mean, I don't know. We're like dropping exhibitions. By the way, you know, you guys should go to the Proof website and start playing with the algorithm for Herbert Frank's drop coming up this week. It's fantastic, and like he's like one of the forefathers of like generative art. It's amazing.
Can you find that link? Because I definitely want to talk about that briefly and like tomorrow on the show. We should
definitely do it tomorrow, because we have like 10 minutes left, barely. All right, last thought on this diamond here. Do we agree with the diamond list? This is
hard to not.
Right? Like, what do you think?
I think that's as perfect as you can get. I can't think of anything else I can't think of anything that's there that doesn't belong there. And I'm struggling to think of something that actually is deserving of being in that spot too. What do you guys think?
For which part?
The diamond, like top shelf.
Yeah. I mean, look, the obvious elephant in the room is that Super Yetis aren't in there on the diamond tier. And so honestly, they should just scrap and throw out the whole list based on that alone.
Milady's in gold, Squashman's putting out as well. That's definitely one that stands out here. I love the Solana plays here. Like, as much as people think our rating system doesn't highlight that, we definitely would like to start doing it. And he's got Mad Lads, he's got OK Bears, Bodalgos.
And I'm sorry, Azuki. Like I'm sorry, I don't track it closely. Are they have they delivered something as of late? Do we know something about them? Like why?
I think they just had some good engagement with the community. They had that garden tour probably a month ago or so. Which
good engagement is a nice way to say fucking rugging for 40 mil.
I forgot, GIF, and your feelings about Azuki. Yeah, I totally forgot.
Dude,
let's not do this.
Not today.
The elemental bullshit is so fucking egregious.
Yeah,
that's all I'll say.
I think the combination of all three happening at the same time was the worst part about that. With the Ether avatars.
Yeah, but they charged their community 2 ETH for copy pastas of the original collection. Just don't forget that.
Okay, all right, I won't forget it. Gift that was fading or not fade. I couldn't. You didn't pull the trigger here, but
I was going to get into it. And I told myself, I literally told myself I should make sure to do this now because I feel like it's going to be a quick thing that pops off. And then I went through all the steps except for moving the 0.02 ETH over to base. Yeah. And so I missed the initial pump by 12 hours, even though I have it installed on my phone now. So
this announcement was basically like late Friday, right? This made it into our rehash on Friday, but we had no idea about it obviously prior. Like we didn't see it on NFT Live. We thought maybe that this was a Coinbase related project. That when we first started looking at this, I thought Coinbase was putting this out on the Base blockchain. Again, guys, this is like and please correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like Tamagotchi on the Base protocol. And the people made a bag on this. Like I think people were putting in, every which way of ETH on Base, and there were I saw 8 to 10x on my timeline within the weekend.
It shot up like crazy.
Yeah, you nailed it though, as far as what it is. And then I think the biggest thing that you should take away from this, if you did not get in, is just know that people like these things. People like virtual pets and Tamagotchis. And so I think we'll see endless versions and iterations of this across blockchains forever at this point. So when you see them, and if it comes from somebody reputable, it's worth, maybe getting in a little early on them. I got in there late. What was it? Saturday or Sunday morning. I just threw my ETH over in there, and I didn't end up minting because minting was offline, but it 2x'd it, so no complaints. I think I'm out though at this point.
Yeah, they did pause the minting. Apparently, I guess they were having maybe it was just scaled too quickly and they weren't ready for the demand. But they're supposed to try and start the minting again today. So I'm still gonna try and get over there, even though it may be too late to actually get in. But who knows? Again, it might still be early. We might still FrenTech had a couple legs up. It had 1 or 2 of those steps up. Usually there's the initial sort of discovery, and then it settles down a bit, and then the next sort of wave will pick up. So it might not be too late. Not financial advice, blah, blah, blah.
I know we got to move on. I'll just say real quick, you can get them on secondary on OpenSea. So if it's too expensive on Base because of that token price has pumped so much, it was like 0.005 over on OpenSea. So just a heads up, it's worth checking there.
Okay, maybe we need to do a bigger breakdown tomorrow of FrenPet. Yeah, there's been a rotation. I mean, I don't want to call it a rotation from FrenTech. It's not like FrenTech folks are legitimately, I don't have the data in front of me. We did see a massive sell-off for other reasons, but I wonder if people aren't moving from FrenTech to FrenPet. I love this space, by the way, the fact that I get to say that out loud. All right, we buried the lead completely on this. I want all of y'all's takes here on the Blur airdrop that's happening at 6 p.m. Eastern. This has been much anticipated. These season 2 rewards have been talked about ad nauseum for a long time. So yeah, that is happening today at 6 p.m. Interested in y'all's thoughts on what this does for the market. Could be what I'm hearing is like a $300 million potential airdrop here to the space between all the rewards that are being taken out.
So much freaking money. It's a lot. And I'll just say, we know what people do when they have a little disposable income, when they have some liquidity. They might go shopping, and maybe they say, I'm just going to get one little thing, one little NFT, and I'm going to put the rest aside in some stable coins or in Bitcoin, whatever. But I think they're going to put it in at least one NFT, and you never know. It kind of rolls on from there.
That one they've been chasing, yeah.
That's it. We're going to see some of this come into NFTs. It's just to what degree?
So to me, the question then is what are you betting on? Because I spent some time going and putting in a bunch of Blur bids on collections that I'm bullish on. But but I probably put them too low and I'm probably going to miss the boat. But what this tells me is like, if I do want to try and get in on some of these collections that I think are going to do well in the next, cycle or a couple weeks, like I might want to pull the trigger and just buy it now instead of like waiting. So yeah, if y'all were going to pick up 3 collections, under 1 ETH, what would they be?
I think you're going to see Nygard's pump just because of the risk reward, and then probably Pudgies. I wouldn't be surprised if Pudgies.
Those aren't under 1 ETH.
Oh no. Well, I knew it.
Maybe.
I think that's like
yeah,
where people are going to look to park their money.
I found it interesting that on the Lucky Trader show they were saying like the collections that have been the most traded on Blur are the ones that are probably not going to do very well in this cycle because they're in the hands of those traders.
Yeah.
Whereas these new collections that we talk about, Parallel Avatar, we talk about a couple others, I think Grapes was mentioned, they're not in the hands of traders. So a lot of what's happening there is organic in a sense. And they were saying that, or at least one of the guys was saying that's where he thinks this money's going to flow, is the winners that have occurred over the last week.
Grapes is another one that we talked about literally when it was first minting, kind of faded it. Bro, Grapes is above a 2 ETH floor right now.
That's wild. Yeah.
Who'd have thought? I don't know. I think people will go for the Jack Butcher drop pretty hard. So I think that's where some of that liquidity will go, and we might see a pretty nice pump in those secondary prices. That might be maybe a kind of more obvious ones. It's so hard to predict right now, though, where people are going. Maybe some of this makes its way over to Solana, though, and Bitcoin.
Yeah, we're taking a look here at the list of basically all the PFP collections and a couple others. You can see it there. Like the Gordon pump, I'm sure we're still above a certain level pre-Gordon, but all of these collections are heavily traded on Blur. Mutant Apes, Bored Apes, Gods. And I wonder if this isn't that, like everybody's kind of like, hey, we don't know what's going to happen here. So we don't want to bid up these collections that are heavily traded by these farmers.
It's really smart. Traders are feeling super skeptical right now, and they're all feeling it out just like we are. So our headspace, again, everybody in the space is feeling the exact same. Something I thought was really interesting yesterday. It's a longer topic, so we probably get into it later in the week. But the Flooring Protocol said they're aiming to hold like 10 to 30% of all the collections they have on site. Like 10 to 30% is probably in that range of the NFTs that are traded on Blur. Like It's not many NFTs that are actually circulated. It's the same ones wash traded back and forth. If Flooring Protocol goes and scoops those out of circulation, that's a really interesting thought for how this changes. And if traders go focus on fractionalized stuff and they leave Blur behind completely. Like, if there's no supply left because they're in holders' hands, what happens?
Yeah, that is a very interesting conundrum.
I'm trying to find the actual post because I remember seeing that here. Wasabi was the other one, right? This is what we have the perps here that allow, I believe, you to start in another tool and another platform, start shorting and obviously longing NFTs. So any thoughts on perps? I would love to get Mike Finch in here at some point to talk perps because I know he operates and deals with them at least on a monthly basis. So any thoughts here on that, Huda?
I don't know anything about this actually. So no thoughts.
And I'm not going to.
This is where the financial aspects of it become extremely complicated. Like DeFi gets very, very complicated very, very fast. And so like my very, very layman understanding of what perps are is that they're basically like options that don't expire. But like, how does that actually work, or how do you apply that responsibly in any sort of way? Like, I have no fucking clue. So I have a lot more to learn before I'm ever going to be trying to degen on this shit. But yeah, fractionalization, perps, all this shit. These are the tools though, that again, like having this infrastructure and these options available to people as more liquidity starts to come back in and as the market turns around, this shit is absolutely gasoline, right? And that's why, again, while people have been speculating, oh, we're never going to see all-time highs again, the NFT market's never going to get as where it got to, or as frothy or as crazy as it did in 2021, the whole time, like I've been saying, I think Q2, that like if you don't believe that there's tremendous potential when a bunch of more money and liquidity comes in, given additional financial infrastructure and tooling with all these things for people to be gambling and speculating on it in crazy new ways, like, yeah, I don't know. You just forget like the exponential, possibilities of all this shit.
Yep. You forget how small the space is right now and how many people out there love to collect. Just that simple, and love to gamble. I mean, that's part of it, but it's a lot of people. Next time is going to be huge.
I'm going to stay on these collections here because one that we've been talking about for a long time here is Prime and Shrapnel. And Huda, you were joining the show saying, look, man, I've been talking about, I believe, were we talking about Solana or Polygon? You were basically saying, hey, I didn't follow my advice on this. Well, with Prime, we really haven't done that. Like me personally, I didn't like scoop up a huge bag of Prime. I did buy 2 avatars early on, and I bought the NFT cards that haven't seen that much activity. Shrapnel, we went, I would just like all the chips on the table, or at least a good amount of chips on the table, because I'm not going to do it again. I think we underestimate, and I've said this multiple times, like, Biggie, you've done a great job of like not underestimating how far out on the periphery you are with seeing a lot of this new stuff happen. And I feel like I was underestimating myself in that factor. So I saw Shrapnel. I saw operators at 0.12. This was after avatars already ran. So let me see if I can find Shrapnel operators. So yeah, we picked up Shrapnel operators at like 0.1, I believe. So those have done well. But the Shrapnel token GIF is the other piece to this that you got involved in. So
I did, and it's definitely up. So I got in around 15 cents. So looking good so far. And all the thing is, this is one that I think, given the understanding that supply is not increasing, and if you expect that demand should increase over the next, hopefully, couple months, like I'm gonna swing this. I'm gonna hold on to it for a little bit and hope that it has a couple legs up here. I'm not gonna like flip it really quick, because I think that if the holiday season goes well and the beginning of the new year, you see more marketing spend, you see more people coming in trying out the new game in like January, February, March, this will probably do pretty well. So I'm gonna try my best to hold on to it at least till like that, on that time frame. But yeah, it was a good call on your part. And Q, the fact that you got those avatars and I have 0 avatars is killing me, because those are up to like 1 ETH fucking floor. I've been like waiting and trying to find, like, I finally found a little bit of liquidity, and I was like, oh, can I still get in for like 0.3, 0.4? And it's like, nah,
dude, I'm telling y'all right now, like these two, one, they're making me question whether we're in like at the start of a larger bull cycle for these gaming NFTs. These are 2 blue chips, and people are just eating them up. Like liquidity is just flowing into them. GIF, I'm telling you right now, Shrapnel operators at 0.2. This is not financial advice for folks out there, but like here's even just a taste. Look at what Shrapnel put out today. Only operator holders and Play Alchemy holders will receive exclusive weapon skins within the game. Like it's right there in front of us for a game that's going to be, we think, is popular to offer utility like skins in the game. Like, and it's not at a 0.8 floor, right? Like that's what I'm looking at. I still think operators are a good call, and I'm betting heavily on these 2. And yeah, I don't know. Anybody have any last thoughts here on Prime, Parallel? Oh, I'm sorry, Shrapnel or Parallel. Also, Illuvium is doing extremely well. Like these are 3 of the top movers over the last 2 weeks.
I don't have any others other than like good call on the Shrap, and I do expect it to do well. I might go look at the operators also on that point. I did want to share this really quickly for anybody out there, because it seems like there's still a lot of people like our friend Prodigy who don't know how to refresh metadata on OpenSea. So if you go up here on the specific product NFT page, and you hit the more, it says refresh metadata. So you can force refresh the metadata, click that. You can see when it's actually queued it, but this should speed it up. And then you just wait a couple minutes and it should refresh. So there you go. That's for anybody who didn't know.
I'm not letting my man off the hook. He's been in the space for 2 years. Come on, Prodigy.
We're not here to shame people, man. We're here to educate. Come on, bro.
I'm here. You can talk about that. I'm here.
You can shame them. All right. Yeah.
Illuvium also doing well here. And we keep getting Childaleria games by Cats Fanatic. Huda, we need to do a deep dive here this week at some point, if possible. Go ahead, Biggie.
It's definitely worth looking at, but just know that's all you'll hear Cats talk about, rightfully so, because it is a good looking game and it's a quality team, all that good stuff. So he's got some bags there, and it's definitely worth looking at. So yeah, in the future, whenever you guys want.
All right, Biggie, you were sharing this earlier. This will be one of the last stories. I'll let you guys open it up with anything you want to touch on last. But this is from Ubisoft, right? This is the game from Ubisoft, the Grimoria Chronicles.
Well, you shared it, Q.
Yep.
Look, when it comes to the gaming side, I'm not going to pretend to be an expert. I follow you guys' lead there. Again, NFA, DYOR, but these guys are my homies, and I'm with them all the time, and I hear them talk about it. And, I'm not a hardcore gamer, but I did play quite a bit back in the day. And when I heard Ubisoft is involved and I got to look at the trailer, and I saw my man Q put it up, I was like, okay, I'm going to track this one closely. And so just been following whatever little instructions they've been posting on the Twitter sphere. And that's it, man. It looks cool, man. I like it. And Biggie, I think they're on chip, which I thought was cool, no?
What are the steps that we have to take to get in on this free mint, bro? Because I don't want to fade this like I faded Zynga. And miss out on another big gaming publisher doing a free mint.
So I believe I tagged you two on Twitter, but yeah, so far it's been pretty basic. Kind of, we'll see. Like I do have a limit in my grinding thermometer, right? Like I'm not gonna jump through fucking a million hoops for you. Like I'll do like a couple of basics. After that, it's like fuck off. But so far, I mean, I like the look of the game. And so, yeah, I'm tracking this one.
I would love to get the team that's building this on the channel, because whenever something comes out, and obviously it's backed by Ubisoft, so that's huge. But like, is this a card game that I'm seeing here? It looks like there's cards involved. Collectible champions. Is it an RTS? Like what? There's a lot of questions I have for this, but maybe we can answer that this week.
Yep, looks interesting though.
All right, we'll come back and cover that tomorrow if possible. I think that's it from my side, guys. If you guys have any other topics you want to hit before we end, I guess the last thing I said on GM Web 3 was that I don't think the Cool Cats thing is that big. Everyone's pumping up this Cool Cats Thanksgiving parade piece. It's not a big deal.
Well, I don't think, to your point, that it's going to move the needle massively on the NFT floor price, but I think it does have potential to move the needle significantly for them establishing a sustainable revenue stream and like actual business model. So like you might not see that immediately turn into, oh shit, the Cool Cats NFTs just 3-4x'd. I agree. I don't think that's going to happen, but I do think that it could be, if it goes well with their merch in the stores, with the digital drop on Macys, with the additional awareness. All of this to me says that they are taking big steps towards what is a Web 2.5 sustainable business model look like.
All right, it's the first time we'll see an NFT in the Macys Thanksgiving Day Parade. That is a check mark.
It's novel. Hey,
yeah, it's novel.
That's history. Yeah.
All right, thank you guys for joining here in chat today. I am going to go around the circle one more time and have last thoughts from everybody up here. Cats Fanatic, Squash Man, Prodigy, Easy, Justin, I believe, was here. Who else was getting after it today here in chat? Let's see, Metageist with the live mint. All of you guys are awesome. Nick Swervis talking about Bonk there. But yeah, let's go around the circle. Biggie, let's start with you, man. Any last thoughts? Anything going on early to start this week that you're looking at?
Oh, dude, it's Thanksgiving week, so I feel like I already like noticed it, right? Like I woke up this morning, looked at my inbox, and it's like 80% less shit in there, it makes me happy, and I hope it stays that way for the rest of the fucking week. That'd be great. No drama, no craziness. I'm tracking obviously the whole OpenAI, Sam Altman thing, which is fucking crazy, but other than that, man, I just hope like you're able to take it easy and not get too stressed. It's you enter the holiday season, and I know how that is. I have all types of fucking family. I'm Mexican, so humongous family. assholes, good ones, and everything in between. And so I'm just trying to like keep it simple, you know, maybe start preparing like whatever drinks or snacks I might want to have, you know, during this next long week that we have. So other than that, I look forward to being here with you guys for the next 2-3 shows that we have left. Are we doing one on Thursday? That is Thanksgiving, right?
I don't think so. I don't think Thursday we hit that.
No. Yeah, we'll talk about Wednesday and Thursday, but probably we'll take a break later this week. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, tomorrow then. OVOT fam.
Oh,
dude, still
that's the other
showing
one.
up.
That's the other one. So I guess it's peace sign.
Gobble gobble.
Or is it
never worked for
OVOT?
me.
Still need to figure that out.
I guess we could like OVOT. Like,
No,
Oh,
I'm not getting caught on stream doing that.
All right. I tried.
How are you starting the week, friend? And yeah, last words here.
Okay, well, week's starting really nicely. But last words, first the words are for GIF, which I love your coffins, dude. Look, they're beautiful, but I always connect with art differently when I hear the artist speak about the art. When I heard you just speak about it during this show, something changed and it's just magical. And those, I guess they resonate a different way. I think they're gorgeous, man. And congrats to you for just everything surrounding that collection. I'm going to actually go buy a couple more because of that. It's just beautiful. So
Dude,
yeah, there
thanks,
you go. There you go. I was a little moved by all those words you just shared then. What else? How can I wrap this up? Maybe a little self promo if I could. My newsletter comes out tomorrow with Crypto Slam, so just go to cryptoslam.io. I do a weekly roundup on the market, I guess. It's a cross-chain look at stuff. It's pretty decent, guys. It's pretty decent. And then also my morning 5-minute show. I think this week I'm going to do it live. There'll be more like 10 minutes, maybe 15, but I want to try out a live format, see if I can get a little more info to you, but still make it really short and sweet for people who are busy. So there we go. Our Vibe, our tribe.
All right, dropped it in chat. Go check it out.
Dude.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for the nice words. And yeah, I'm not like, I don't get out there talking about my stuff very much, but I'm trying to do more of that around this project while it's open, because it is very special and meaningful. And it means a lot that some of that resonated with you, even though I was kind of flying through it here to get through everything, but appreciate it a ton. Appreciate all of y'all. I'm sure we'll be giving a lot of thanks tomorrow, so I don't want to spam out the thanks, but I am thankful for all of y'all, especially Q. You're not feeling well, but you still held it down. Biggie Poppins, the fucking alpha chat himself, just making this network just come alive with all of his passion. And you, Huda, it's awesome always to have new people jumping in and getting to know you. It's part of what's so beautiful about this crazy space, is just meeting awesome new people, finding shared values and interests, coming together to create great things, man. And that's what was so awesome too about episode 300 on GM Web 3. So yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Appreciate all of y'all. And also wanted to throw this up here because this is one of Prodigy's beautiful coffins. You got a nice squig silver coffin with the nice mauve details. Congrats on that one. You generated that yourself and it looks beautiful. And yeah, looks like, 650 something. So yeah, mint some coffins.
All right,
Appreciate
y'all. Happy Thanksgiving week. Hopefully you are having yourself a good time, spending it however you'd like. Thank you for spending an hour or two with us here each day. You guys are awesome all the way through. Our Vibe, our tribe. See you tomorrow.